Welcome to Learn Smart with Shweta. Today we'll be focusing on the chapter Tangent Properties of Circles. So without wasting time, let's get started. Now, when we start this tangent properties of circles, there are two theorems that we should know. Very simple theorems. First theorem says that if this is the circle, and what is a tangent? Tangent, uh, it touches the circle at one point only. Let's say at this point, this is the tangent to the circle, and through this point, at that point, the radius to the circle. So the angle between the tangent and the radius is always 90 degree. So first theorem 1 is radius and this is the tangent. So tangent touches the circle at one point only. So tangent at a point, and at that point the radius that passes through that point, they are perpendicular to each other. This is theorem number 1. What is the theorem? Second theorem. So theorem 2 states that tangent to a circle from an external point are equal. And these are the only two theorems on which our questions will be based today. So let's get started. Let's take some examples to understand these two theorems. All right, let's start. All right, students. So let's take this example. The first question that we are taking is this. There we can see that there's a circle and the circle is inscribed within a triangle, which means the circle is inside the triangle. They have given us AB equals to 5 centimeter. Look at AB. So this whole AB is 5 centimeter given. BC is given as 6 centimeter and AC is given as 7 centimeter. What we have to find? We have to find BP. So how we can find? Please understand what we are doing to find BP. So we will use the theorem that uh, tangents to a circle from an external point are equal in length. So they have given us BC is equal to 6 centimeter. We will say let BP is equal to X. All right. Now see, BP is the tangent to a circle. Let's name these. So this is P. Let's say P. Let me name this as Q and let me name this as R. So please understand, students, that BP is a tangent, BQ is a tangent, AQ is a tangent, AR is a tangent, RC is a tangent, and PC is a tangent. So what is the theorem? Tangents from an external point are equal, which means AQ is equal to AR. Again, BQ is equal to BP. And again, CR is equal to CP. This concept we are using to solve this question. So BC was given to us as 6 centimeter. We have taken BP is equal to X. So if BP is X, BQ will also be X. Why? Because tangents from an external point are equal in length. So BP equals to BX. Now look at side AB. We have taken BQ as X because BP was X, so BQ is X. So what is the length of AQ now? So AQ will be 5 minus X because whole AB was 5 centimeter. So AQ is 5 minus X. Similarly, now we can say that if AQ is 5 minus X, then AR is also 5 minus X. Same reason that tangents from an external point are equal. So AQ is equal to AR, right? And similarly, we can say RC is equal to PC. So what will be the length of RC? First, let's write. And before that also, let's write PC. So BC was 6 centimeter, but BP is X. So we can write PC is 6 minus X, right? Centimeter. And if PC is 6 minus X, RC can also be written as 6 minus X centimeter because tangents are equal. So RC is equal to PC. Now we have to find out BP. How to get BP? So we can say, if you look at the side AC, now when we are writing this question, how we will write? So we can write that BQ is equal to BP equals to X let. So we have taken that BP is equal to BP is equal to X. So therefore AQ becomes what? AQ becomes 5 minus X, and similarly AQ is equal to AR, which will be AR. So AQ is 5 minus X, which is equal to AR. 5 minus X centimeter, which is equal to AR. And again PC equals to RC equals to 6 minus X centimeter. And we can also see that RC can also be written as, RC ko we have written 6 minus X, and RC can also be written as 7 minus 5 minus X. Why? Because AC was 7 and AR is 5 minus X. So here we can write as AC is equal to 7 centimeter and AR is equal to 5 minus X centimeter. So RC can be written as 7 minus 5 minus X, which will become how much? 7 minus 5 plus X, which will become 2 plus X. So we are getting RC as 2 plus X, and see over here we have got RC as 6 minus X. So what we will do? We will now equate. We will write that so one RC we have got 2 plus X, and one RC we have got 6 minus X. So we will equate. We will write therefore 6 minus X equals to 2 plus X, and let's solve it now. So 6 minus 2 equals to 2x, and 4 equals to 2x. Therefore X is equal to 2 centimeter. So they had told us to calculate B, and we had taken B as X, which means we have got BP as 2 centimeter. So in this manner, we can solve such questions of which is based on this. It was solely based on that tangents from an external point uh, on a circle are equal in length. The two tangents from an external point on a circle are equal in length. All right. So I hope this question is clear to you, and if it is, let's take another example. All right. This second question. This second question says three circles with centers A, B, and C touch each other externally. We can see the three circles, and they are touching each other externally. AB is given 5 centimeter, BC is given as 8 centimeter, and AC is given as 9 centimeter. We have to find out the radius of all the three circles, radius of each circle, right? Let's see how we can do that. First, let us write AB is 5, which means this one is 5 centimeter. So let me write, so AB, this is 5 centimeter, okay? BC is 8, so here outside I am writing BC is 8 centimeter. And AC is given 9 centimeter, so here outside again I am writing 9 centimeter. So let's say this radius, we take it as X. So this whole was 5, which means this will become 5 minus X. Again, if this is X, obviously this is also X, which means this one is 9 minus X. And in the same manner, if this is 5 minus X, this is 5 minus X, and this one is 8 minus 5 minus X, right? This part is 8 minus 5 minus X. So what is 8 minus 5 minus X? It will give you 8 minus 5 plus X, which means 8 minus 5 is 3, and 3 plus X. So which means this part we are getting as 3 plus X. So 3 plus X, this is the radius. Also see 9 minus X, that is also radius. So we can equate. We can say that 3 plus X equals to 9 minus X. And we can say that 3, or let's do it like this, X plus X equals to 9 minus 3. 2X equals to 6. So x equals to 3 centimeter. That means if I name the circles as 1, 2 and 3, let me name it. Okay, so this is circle number 1. So circle 1's radius, we got it how much? As 3 centimeter. If I name this circle as circle number 2, so circle 2's radius will be how much? So radius of circle, or let us take it as A, B and C. This is circle B. So circle B's radius will be, radius of circle B equals to 5 minus x, which is 5 minus 3, which is 2 centimeter. And if we say that circle C, so what will be the radius of circle C? Radius of circle C was, if you see, 9 minus x, and x we have got 3, which means 9 minus 3, and which is 6 centimeter. So the radiuses of the three circles that we are getting are 3 centimeter, 2 centimeter and 6 centimeter. What we have used over here, we actually have not used none of the theorems we have used here. Just by doing the radius concept, we are able to do it. So BC, AB was given, BC was given, AC was given. If AB is 5, and if we take the radius of the circle A is x, which means the radius of the circle B is 5 minus x. That concept we are using. This is 5 minus x, this is 5 minus x. Similarly, if this is 9 minus x and this part is full was BC was 8, so 8 minus 5, 5 minus x. If we solve that, we get 3 plus x. So 3 plus x and 9 minus x, they are same. We solve it and we get the radius of the circle. So this question we have not used even any of the tangent properties, no theorem, nothing. Just by simple radius concept, we are able to solve this question, right? So let's take another question. The third question, let's do. In this question, they have given us PQ is equal to QR. PQR is 56 degree. This angle is given to us as 56 degree. PT and QT are tangents and O is the center of the circle. We have to find out angle POQ, which means we have to find out this angle, and we have to find out PTQ, we have to find out this angle. Let's see how we can solve it. All right. So first of all, see that PT and QT, they are tangents to the circle. We know that radius and tangents, they are perpendicular to each other, which means this angle will be 90 degree. Also, OQ is the radius and QT is the tangent. This angle will also be 90 degree. But before that, let's calculate the angles of the triangle PQR. See, PQR is given to us as 56 degree, but we are seeing that PQ is equal to RQ, which means it is an isosceles triangle. So we can calculate the other two angles of the triangle, which will be equal. So angle QPR will be equal to angle QRP. Why they will be equal? Because देखो isosceles triangle है. QR is equal to QP given. So we can write as QR equals to QP given. So the angles will be equal. And what will be the angles? So angle QPR equals to angle QRP is equal to how much? 180 degree minus 56 upon 2. This is given to us as 56. So just calculate 10 minus 6, 4, 7 minus 5 to 124 upon 2, which is 62 degree, which means that this angle is 62 degree and this angle is also 62 degree, right? We have got this, but we have to calculate POQ and PTQ. How to get POQ? Now to calculate POQ, again think about the angle property and arc property of the circle. If you look at PQ is the arc of a circle, and that PQ arc subtends an angle 62 degree at the circumference. So from that property we know that angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle at the circumference. So we will say that angle PRQ is equal to 62 degree. Therefore, angle POQ equals to 2 into 62, which is 124 degree. And reason will be what? Reason will be that angle subtended by the arc of a circle at the center is double the angle at the circumference. You will have to write that. When you are writing this, you will have to write that. A reason you have to write. I'm not writing that. You will have to write that. So POQ we have got as 124 degree. But we also have to get PTQ. How to get PTQ? So look at PTQ, this angle. Now, if you see POQT is a quadrilateral, right? POQT is a quadrilateral. Now, in a quadrilateral, the sum of the four angles is 360 degree. We are seeing that these two angles are 90 degree each, which means sum of POQ and PTQ is 180 degree. So, if POQ and PTQ is 180 degree, POQ we have already got. So, I am writing directly that PTQ is equal to 180 minus 124, which will come as 10 minus 4, 6, 7 minus 56 degree answer. So PTQ also we got as 56 degree. So this is how we can get the two angles they have asked. Hope this question was clear. Let's take another example. So let's take this question. Tangent properties of circles. Fourth question we are taking today is, if you look at this figure, AD, AE and BC. AD is a tangent to a circle. AE is also the tangent and BC is also the tangent to the circle. And AE is tangent at point E, AD is tangent at point D, and BC is tangent at point P. We have to find out the perimeter of the triangle ABC, and what is given to us is AD is equal to 15 centimeter. That's given to us. So how can we find? Let's see. So again, tangents to a circle from an external point, the two tangents to a circle from an external point are equal in length, right? So AD is given 15 centimeter, which means I'm writing over here 15 centimeter. AD is 15 centimeter. Now, if AD is 15 centimeter, which means AE will also be 15 centimeter, right? And in order to get the perimeter of the triangle ABC, we have to get all the sides AB, AC and BC. So let's start by doing that BD, let's take BD as X. If BD is X, then AB will become how much? 15 minus X, right? And if look at BD is X, then BP will also be X. Why? Because same, that tangents to a circle, two tangents to a circle from an external point are equal. So if BD we have taken X, then BP will also be X. And AB can be written as 15 minus X. And in the same manner, we can take that let CE is equal to Y. If CE is Y, then CP will also be Y. And if CP is Y, then what about AC? So AC, because A is 15, so AC will be 15 minus Y. So if you look at triangle ABC, AB is 15 minus X, BC is X plus Y, and AC is 15 minus Y. This is the point C, and AC is 15 minus Y. This is the point D, right? So perimeter of triangle ABC equals to AB plus BC plus AC. AB is how much? 15 minus X. So we will write 15 minus X. BC is how much? See, this part is X, this part is Y. So X plus Y. And AC is how much? 15 minus Y. So we need to add them. Now we will think there are two variables, how we will get the answer. But see, you are able to solve it. The x and y both are cancelling. Minus x plus x cancels. Plus y, I have written by mistake twice. 15 minus x plus y plus 15 minus y. And plus y and minus y will cancel, and we are only left with 15 plus 15. So we are getting 30 centimeter. Now, just by looking at the question, it might appear that only 15 centimeter AD is given, nothing else is given. So the way we have done, you will see that both the variables will cancel and we are able to get the perimeter of triangle ABC as 30 centimeter. So this is how such questions can be easily solved, right? Hope it's clear. Come on, let's take another example, right? So circles which have a common center as O, they are called concentric circles. So two concentric circles with center O in the diagram has not come very well. So concentric actually means this is the center, this is one circle and this is the other circle. Both the circles have the same center. They are called concentric circle. So in the diagram, two concentric circles with center O are of radii 2 and 6. We can see there's a small circle, there's a big circle. So small r is 2 centimeter and capital R is 6 centimeter. From T, so this is actually T. From T, tangents TA and TB are drawn to the circles. We can see TA is the tangent and TB is the tangent. And they have given TB is 7 centimeter. So if I have to find out TA, now if you see that TA and TB, they are not the tangents to the same circle. So here we cannot say that TA is equal to TB. We have to find them, right? So they have said that TA and TB are drawn to the circles and TB is 7 centimeter. So this is 7 centimeter and we have to find out TB7 given, we have to find out TA. So let's see how to get TA. So what we can do is that this is the center and we can join this. So this is the radius and this is the tangent to the circle. TA is the tangent to the circle. So we know radius and tangent are perpendicular, which means this angle will be 90 degree. Same way we can join this side. So OB is the radius and BT is the tangent. So this is also 90 degree, right? Now small r is given to us as 2 centimeter, which means this is 2. And capital R is given to us as 6. So this is 6. So we can join this and the T, right? Now, if you look at the triangle, we have to get TA. So for TA, if we know OT, OT will help us to calculate TA. So OT, for calculating OT, we have to do Pythagoras theorem and get OT and we have to look the triangle OBT. So in triangle OBT, ध्यान से देखो OBT, one angle is given 90 degree. This is 6 and this is 7. So we can get OT. What we can write? We can write that 6 square plus 7 square is equal to OT square from Pythagoras theorem. 6 into 6, 36. 7 into 7, 49 equals to OT square, which means OT square, which means 9 plus 6, 5. 85 equals to OT square. So we are getting OT square as 85. Now let's use that to calculate AT. Now we will say in triangle OAT, नीचे वाला triangle OAT में this is 2. So OA square plus AT square is equal to OT square. OA is the radius which is 2 centimeter. So we will write 2 square plus AT square which is what we have to calculate TA. Let me write TA. TA square, OT square we calculated 85. So here we will write 85, right? अब क्या? अब just solve it. So we can write TA square equals to 85 minus 4 which is 81, which means TA is root 81 which is 9 centimeter. So they told us to calculate TA and we can get TA in this manner. By using Pythagoras theorem, we are getting TA as 9 centimeter and we are done. So इस question में it was given to us that there were two concentric circles, but the tangents that the circles had, they were not tangents from the point on the, they were different tangents. One tangent was to one circle, another was to the other. So they are not equal. And we are using Pythagoras theorem to calculate the TA, which is the length of the other tangent. Hope you have understood this question and let's take one more question. All right. Let's take this question, this last question that we are doing today. is this circle is given to us, center is O, BQ and PQ are tangents. Look at BQ and PQ. They are tangents to the same circle, which means BQ will be equal to PQ. And these two are equal, right? BQ and PQ are tangents. BQ is extended to meet AP produced at C. This point is C and AP is produced here. The two tangents meet. Prove that BQ is equal to QC. We have to prove BQ is equal to QC. So what we can do? So look at the question. First, O is the center, which means AB is the diameter of the circle. So in the angle properties, we have learned diameter of a circle subtends an angle 90 degree at the circumference. So this angle is 90 degree, right? What next? Now, these two sides are equal because tangents from to a circle from an external point are equal. So PQ is equal to BQ. So if we take this angle as X, this angle will also be X because it is an isosceles triangle, right? Now, from the exterior angle of property of a triangle, we can say that this angle will be x plus x, which is 2x. Exterior angle property of a triangle. What does it say? That exterior angle is equal to sum of the two interior angles. So if this is 2x, I mean if these two are x and x each, so this angle is 2x. Now what? Now, if you see that this angle was 90 degree, this we have taken as x, which means what is the value of this angle? So it is a straight line. The sum of the three angle is 180 degree. This is 90 and so this angle will become 90 minus x, right? Ye angle 90 minus x hai. So if this is 90 minus x and this is 2x, we can calculate the value of this angle. So we will write angle PCQ will be equal to what? 180 degree minus 2x plus 90 minus x, which is how much? Let's see. 180 degree minus 2x minus x is x plus 90. Now, which will become 180 minus x minus 90, which will become 90 minus x. तो ध्यान से देखो ये angle, what we are getting this angle as 90 minus x. So if you look at triangle PQC, QPC, this is 90 minus x, and PCQ, this also we are getting 90 minus x. So we can say that therefore QP is equal to QC because the base angles are equal. So QP is equal to QC. Now if QP is equal to QC and QP was already equal to QB, so we'll say but QP is equal to QB, which means we will get that QB is equal to QC, which means QB is equal to QC, we can say. So QP is equal to QC, QP, these two are equal and these two are equal. So we can say this is equal to this. That's what they have told us to prove. BQ is equal to QC prove. So अगर ये दोनों equal है and these two are equal, which means these two are equal and done. So QB is equal to QC proved, right? Let's quickly summarize what we have done in this question. So OS is the center of this circle, which means AB is the diameter, which means APQ, the angle is 90 degree. Okay? Now, BQ and QP are equal because they are tangents from an external point. So we have assumed that this angle is X, so this angle is also X. ये दोनों X है, तो from exterior angle property, angle PQC is 2X. Now PQC is 2X, we are trying to calculate angle QPC by doing 90 minus x. So this is 90 minus x. And using the angle sum property of a triangle, if we calculate PCQ, which also comes 90 minus x. So from here, both the angles are coming equal, which means the base angles are equal. So the sides are equal. So PQ is equal to QC. So if PQ is equal to QC and PQ is equal to BQ given, which means BQ is equal to QC proved. And that's what they have asked us to prove. So hope students, all the 5 questions that I discussed, you have understood these questions. And these questions are just examples to help you understand the chapter, that how we use the theorems to solve questions. When you see in your book, you will find 30 plus questions in the exercises. I have solved only 5 examples, but these 5 examples have will help you to understand the concepts, and it will help you to solve all those questions in your book. And if you want me to explain some other concepts, some other chapters, please write in the comments. I will definitely try to come up with that chapter and discuss that. All right. I hope you found my today's video useful. So please like, share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye bye.